Hi everyone, welcome to my talk, You and Your Research, LLMs Perspective. My name is Mohammed Raudi. I'm from the Department of Computer and Information Science at the University of Strathclyde. So today we'll try to give agenda about introduction, what is LLMs, history about LLMs, and how LLMs are used with chatbots, for example, ChatGPT as an example. And after that, we'll go to talk about how LLMs used alongside with research purpose. Claude Shannon already said, I visualize the time that when we will be to the robots what dogs are to the humans, and I'm rooting for the machines. So he already predicted that actually maybe in the 50s and 60s about how the AI will be evolved to be better than human in doing some tasks. Introduction for LLMs. So what is LLMs? It's a large language model, which is a mix between natural language processing and deep learning together. And in a very basic format, it takes input as a text and gives output as a text. Now we can see there's more advanced LLMs that can take any kind of format like files, PDFs, images, and gives output also in different formats as for images and files, videos as you expect, or code, which still can be as text. How it works? So it works by using a mix between self-supervised, which we call it sometimes now reinforcement learning, and semi-supervised learning or training. And this trained over a very large scale of data sets. Usually it's in petra or in terabytes now. And LLMs, when it starts small, we can see that already you know how to give a comprehension, how to debug some code or do mode arithmetic. And this is a level where ChatGPT 3 is already relying on, or another model is called Palm, also relying on. In the middle tier, we can see that it starts to move forward. He can do GRE tests. He can solve some linguistics puzzles or create some kind of emoji movie. And this also lying ChatGPT 3, the advanced one, maybe 3.5 in this case. And also Lambda, Model, and Palm, and Chinchilla. And there is more and more we evolve. We can see that there is more we getting larger in the models, like in XL, which is ChatGPT 4 that we have now, and Gemini. We say that he can solve college level exams, or even giving some kind of reflection, or to build a complete app from A to Z. When LLM starts, so before we talk about the history of LLMs, what is behind LLMs? Why LLM already started? So before that, there's a deep learning architecture came out. It's called transformers. I think it came out in 2018 in NLP, and after that it moved and evolved to computer vision in vision transformers called. And using a lot of massive data, mainly most of them are unlabeled data, means there is no ground truth, and the availability of a lot of big GPUs. And we can see from this graph, we have one of the most popular evolution or the most models that we have already in LLMs. And we can see that it started in 2019, that we have Google T5 came out. After that, in 2020, ChatGPT 3 from OpenAI came out, and we move forward so far, and we can see more models came out from different companies so far. For example, here Chinchilla from DeepMind, and we move forward. Here we have ChatGPT. We have here GPT 4, ChatGPT here, and GPT 4 here. If you look in the most popular ones, we can see that OpenAI is already produced ChatGPT 3 and 4. Google produced BART, which actually released in the same time here in 2023. Sorry. And Meta produced Llama, which is already in 2023, and Google T5, which is already one of the start early models, and Bloom, which is actually a group of scientists trying to build open source LLMs so it can be used without any constraints for license. Coming soon, we'll have DeepMind will produce a new model called Gemini, and OpenAI already working to build ChatGPT 5. For LLMs with chatbots, we can see that there is a lot of commercial products already provided for. So we can see that OpenAI already has ChatGPT 3.5 and 4, which is representing the LLMs, and the chatbot is called ChatGPT. Okay, and these are the most famous popular ones that everyone using now. From Google, it's already using the LLM behind is used called Lambda, and the chatbot is called BART. From Microsoft, they take the one produced from OpenAI, ChatGPT 4, plus Bing, they integrated to the Bing platform, which is already used, and we can see that already evolved and used in the search engine Bing, and even the browser. They try to put it in Office products, and recently I saw it also on other products like Skype. There is another website, it's called you.com. He's using ChatGPT 4 as LLMs behind, and the chatbot is called UChat. There is a company which actually working in a separate way, not related to OpenAI. It's called Anthropic, and they build their own LLMs called Claude, and they build chatbot is called Claude AI. ChatSonic exactly the same as Microsoft and you.com. They're using ChatGPT 4 plus the built-in chatbot is called ChatSonic itself. And we can see here some example here at ChatSonic how we start. So we give him a link, the Wikipedia page of University of Strathclyde, and ask him give me a summary about Strathclyde, and we can see here the response so far. And we did the same for Anthropic. We give them, we didn't give him the link, but we ask them to give me a short summary about University of Strathclyde, which is working very well so far. But when we go to research, we found that it's still in the entry level, or we can say it's still in the beginning stage. So there is companies already provide some solution already before using LLMs, and there is some company already start to grow bigger and bigger by embedding LLMs in their platform. For example, we have here a system which is using LLMs, using something called SentenceBERT or T5 from Google, as we know, and ChatGPT 3, and introducing a system called Elicit. And this system Elicit, as we see here, we can ask him to give me, for example, here LLMs in education research, and he give me a paper, give me the abstract summary about this paper, what is the finding inside this paper so far. So we can build a very good literature review for any topic that you try to search on it. There is another platform, it's called Site _. They're using SciPERT as LLMs behind, and they build something called Site Assistant. And we can see here, we ask him, tell me about LLMs in education research, and he give actually details with a right or available or a correct reference. Because if you did that with ChatGPT, sometimes he give invalid reference which are not exist or is already related to another topic, actually is not correct ones. But here is already linked to a correct and related work. And there is another example here. We have using ChatGPT 4 in the beginning, and it's called Consonus, and they already building this kind of tool. I tried to test it, but actually it's not working well as these two platforms. If you want more resources and try to discover about LLMs, I would totally recommend that there is a GitHub guest, which is like a page is already provided, is here, which it has already some information about YouTube lessons, about what is LLMs, articles, research papers, applications that you want to see, which is really quite decent or decent list to start with to know what is LLMs. And I found also a GitHub repo which already is called Awesome LLM, which is one actually it has a very nice list of all the most famous papers in LLMs and the models that already produced before. So we can see most of the models that I talked today about it is already listed here, beside the new ones so far that we already know. So if there is something coming new, it should appear in this list here so far. Also, for you to try to play around and try to understand LLM in a good way, I found in Hugging Face platform, which you need sign up. There is 3 different examples here. Text-to-text generation means you give a text and provide you a text. Text summarization means he take a text and he try to summarize it. And text generation means you try to write some input and he try to complete your sentence and adding more sentence afterwards. And this one is built based on Google T5, the Flan version. This one is built on Part, and this one is built over Plume. And we can test it here. So this Flan, you can ask, for example, a question here. Answer the following question: what is the boiling point of nitrogen? And we can see he can give a result. We can change this one and we can say water. And I think he's not trained well. You should, I need to make the model running again so he can get the answer. You need to wait for a while. If you are not signed up, sometimes it can use that you're out of the quota, the free quota that you can use. So that's why you need to sign up to do so. So here sometimes, of course, it gives not good results when you see here some towns, because it's based on the trained model. So if he can see the result correctly, sometimes he just improvise and give you wrong results so far. And this one is based on text summarization. He give here some information about text Eiffel Tower, and he ask him to summarize it so far. So when you run it, he tried to give you this answer here we have. And for the recent example here, we can see that in Bloom, we can actually ask him here, we give him some text and ask him to complete the next sentence. So you see here, he started to build the next sentence and words after you already provided in blue color font. So for the reference, we can see here, I already listed down here the name of the papers that it's already provided for LLMs. The most famous paper, ChatGPT 3, ChatGPT 4, Lambda, Cypert, T5, Sentence sorry, Llama, Plume, Lambda, Balm, and Chinchilla, the ones that already be explained or already illustrated before inside the presentation. Thanks for attending my talk, and have a nice day.